Hey, good morning, and welcome to Everyday Talk and Thoughts for this Saturday, January 8th. We're going to continue looking at Hebrews 11 and the impact of faith, the positive impact that it can have on our life. And this chapter gives us phenomenal insight into both the power of faith, but then the way we're distracted from faith. So the theme for this morning is faith and the sweet choice of sin. Sin has a sweetness to it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be attracted to it. The thumbnail this morning has this rather elaborate chocolate cake. If you go to some restaurants, they call something like this decadent chocolate cake. The sweet promise, the sweet choice of sin. If it wasn't sweet, there wouldn't be much going on with it. But because it's attractive to us, we buy into it. And there's three reasons why this sweetness of the promise of sin draws us in. The first is there's some compelling nature to it. Something that whether people like it, whether it just kind of draws us to it. There's a compelling nature, a compulsion, if you will. Right? Connected to that is the sweetness of it, the attractiveness of it. I love chocolate cake. Ever since I had the incident with cancer 7 years ago, 6 years ago? Yeah, something like that. My diet's been severely restricted because my throat's been tightened up. And as one who used to be significantly overweight, the blessing of God was I couldn't eat much. And so after a while, I got to see that the beauty and the attractiveness of chocolate cake was something I could do without, even though it's pleasant to think about. That draws us in. It's attractive. Whatever the sin is, it presents itself as going to be desirable, sweet, delicious, enjoyable. And then the third factor, there's a compelling feature to it because of the desire and the sweetness of it. And then the third factor is that it gets us relief from something. Gets us out from under something. Gives us a distraction. So those three things make up the sweetness of the deception of sin and why it appears so sweet to us and so attractive. In chapter 11 of Hebrews, Moses, the writer of Hebrews picks out an element of Moses' life to help us see this. By faith, when Moses, when he had grown up, refused to be known as Pharaoh's daughter. Now think about that for a minute. He was in a place of authority where all the beauty and wonder of the Egyptian lifestyle was there for him. Arguably, perhaps the best in the world. He was a part of the ultimate power structure of the world. He could have said, hey, I could serve God just by being a powerful force in government. But no, he was more concerned about the honor of God. So he chose to be mistreated with the people of God, along with the people of God, connected to the people of God. It's a unique word in the Greek here. Peter O'Brien, respected scholar, says this is the first time that this word has been seen in the Greek language. This connected, mistreated along with is the Greek concept here. So he chose to be mistreated with the people of God rather than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a short time. And you see, that's the fourth component. We have the compulsion, the attractiveness of it, the escapism, but it's just for a moment. That moment may be a day, a week, a month, maybe a decade. But it's a short time. Rather, he regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as of greater value than the treasures of Egypt, because he was looking ahead to his reward. I think that disgrace of Christ, in that sense, is not so much if he's thinking of the person of Jesus Christ, but this is the writer of Hebrews looking back as someone who is joined with the people of God. And he's chosen to be united and connected with them which from the writer's standpoint includes being disgraced for the sake of Christ. Because he was looking ahead to his reward. See, those four components there. Moses was compelled by the honor and glory of God, not by the rush of the moment. He was driven by the strength and attractiveness of trust in God. His parents showed great strength, Hebrews tells us, by putting him in the water. Showed courage. So he could distinguish, chocolate cake is not the ultimate. And then he wasn't trying to escape, he was trying to run to God. And then that last component is that it wasn't just for a short moment. He knew he was investing in something that would go on and on and on. And if you partake in sin, the sweet taste of sin, the sweet choice of sin, what happens when that cake is gone? Or that moment of pleasure is gone, or the wealth is gone, or the power is gone. See, the power of sin is really being exposed here as a fraud, as a pretender. So let's take Moses' example and turn away from the compelling nature of sin, the attractive, sweet pleasure that sin offers, the escape and the short-term pleasure, for buying into the fact, being compelled by the glory and honor of God to show him to others, to have that be the thing that gives us joy and delight, not the stuff of this world. To realize that I don't need to escape. I can flee to Christ and know wholeness, not just for the moment, but for all of eternity. That's powerful. That's what Hebrews is trying to tell us about. Let's not buy into the sweet, momentary pleasures of something that can never deliver on its promise, which is what we've been talking about. Thanks so much for being here this morning. Lord willing, we'll see you again this evening. Check us out, everydaytalk247.com. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Turn on post notifications, the videos will come right to you. Tell others about what's going on here. You even have the opportunity to contribute to what's happening if you wish. Thank you so much for being here. Love your comments, especially all the encouraging comments from yesterday. You have a great day, and Lord willing, we'll see you this evening. Bye-bye.